Welcome to your Fulham Fix, the fortnightly show about all things Fulham for you guys, the fans, and joining me today, Fulham hero, and a clean-shaven. You know, you had a strong tash last time we saw you, but a nice clean-shaven Sean Davis. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, my friend. I see you've taken the leaf out of my book and put the shirt on this week.
I've gone with the shirt out of respect to Tosin Adarabioyo, who tweeted a picture of him wearing it yesterday. And I thought I'll dig the original out, pop it on. And obviously you're a man that's worn this shirt and scored in this shirt and got us promoted in this shirt. So how does it feel seeing it in all its glory?
Yeah, I think I've got the one hanging around somewhere in my mum's loft or something. So I'll have to dig it out.
Yeah, you're going to dig it out when you can.
I'll try and dig it out for the next cast and put it behind me.
Do that. That would be awesome. Love to see that. Love to be a match-worn one as well, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Good stuff, good stuff. Also joining us today is 50% of our matchday commentary dream team, Jamie Reid. Jamie, how are you?
Very well, thanks, Ivan. Never stronger with the good recent results. It's put us all in a buoyant mood, I think.
Oh, man, I couldn't agree more. It's absolutely incredible. And a player that is very much part of the reason we're in a good mood at the moment. Joined us from PSG in the summer, has quickly become a fan favourite. It's our keeper, Alphonse Areola. How you doing, Alphonse?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. As always, you've come sort of straight from training. How was training today?
It was good. We worked very hard today and yesterday. And we keeping recovering as well and preparing the game on Sunday.
It is a big game on Sunday. We're going to get talking about that in just a bit. But first up, how is the atmosphere at the training ground? We really have, it feels like in the space of a couple of weeks, flipped this season on its head. And it's now looking very, very, very positive for Fulham. What's the atmosphere down at the training ground like, Alphonse?
The atmosphere since the beginning of the season is a good atmosphere. We didn't have the result that we wanted, but now we're getting points. We're still improving, and trying to keep this club in Premier League.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job at it. That takes us onto the big three talking points. This is where we look back in the last couple of weeks in the world of Fulham and discuss our big three talking points. Number one, as we're talking about right there, is the gap closing. And it's amazing to think that just 2 weeks ago, Sean and Jamie, we were talking about being 10 points from safety, and what a big task was ahead of us. Was it possible to close the gap? Now, 2 weeks later, we're sitting here 3 points now from Newcastle with a better goal difference. Incredible turnaround, isn't it, Sean?
Oh, I always sensed it was coming. The team seemed like they were working hard together. They were playing well. We just maybe wasn't, finishing off teams or scoring at the right moment in the right game. But it just shows you this league, there's games thick and fast. And if you can build a run and get a run going, you can, try and whittle that gap down. And we're in a position now where I think the fans have got so much hope and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's very, very exciting for us fans.
It's really exciting. We'll start as well with the Everton game. Jamie, what a performance that was.
Absolutely brilliant. Was start to finish. It was lovely to see Josh Magic get off with the 2 goals. I thought he was very, very impressive leading the line. Harrison Reed, absolutely superb. Alphonse, right the way from the back to the front. It was a team performance, Ivan. And when you consider, we were talking about it, weren't we, just before getting underway, we haven't been good at Goodison Park. It's not been a happy hunting ground, but to go there on Valentine's night, I got a big telling off from Mrs. Reid, but she fully understood that we needed to do the business up there, and boy, didn't the boys do that.
You've got to have your priorities, and I think your priority was in the right place at Goodison Park. Alphonse, were you aware of our, tough record at Goodison Park prior to the Everton game?
I heard about this, and we wanted to keep pushing as we have done before this game, and I think it's kind of we were looking for our moment in the game, because we're playing well until now, and it's just this the thing is we didn't have our moments, and we were present at the good moment. And Maja, Josh came and scored directly, and was just like I don't know how to say exactly, but our moment, and we were present. Sorry.
Good that you touched on Josh there. Like you said, he just seemed to be right place at the right time. He was our guest on the last show, actually, and he seemed sort of chomping at the bit, wanted to get involved. How have you felt, Alphonse? How have you felt Josh has settled in?
Very well. We have a team that we are really open and really happy every day. It's easy, I think, to come in this team. Lots of young players, and we're here for one objective, and in our minds, we have the same objective to reach more points that we can and stay in the league.
And so you're saying earlier that you don't think the atmosphere has changed since the start of the season. You've always felt positive.
Yeah, always. The gaffer had always good words to keep us in the right way. I think we had lots of talks with our teammates, and we felt really confident with this. We just wanted to push more to win games and to reach lots of points.
Well, I mean, you've done very well. I just think it's incredible to think. I mean, just be 100% honest with me. How do you stay that positive and focused even when you're 10 points from safety?
You know, the league is not done, so we have lots of points to and, we're still here. We're now closer, and because of the games we played, I think we showed lots of quality and lots of opportunities. And as I said, we were present at the moment we had to do, and that's why I think this week, the last week, a great week.
Well, it's been absolutely brilliant. We'll discuss here a point at Burnley as well, and then 3 points to Sheffield United. Sean, just how big a result was that against Sheffield United?
Oh, massive. Considering the type of game it was, the type of opposition, I agree about. We took our chance at the right time, and that just shows you, we stayed in the game. It wasn't a great game to watch, but at the end of the day, at this stage of the season, it's all about 3 points and clean sheets as well. Clean sheets are going to be the foundation, staying in the game, not giving the opposition a chance to score or an easy goal. And it just shows you that, for me, the main thing is that the team look like they're in unison. It looks like they're all fighting for one another, and that's what helped. When I've been in a relegation battle in the past with Portsmouth, it was the team spirit that helped us stay up.
Yeah. Let's move on to our talking point number 2. One of the reasons why the results are turning around and the team spirit is so good, it is the Thames Barrier. And lots of talk at the moment that the Thames Barrier is returning. For those that don't know, and I'm sure there aren't many fans that don't know this, but the Thames Barrier was the nickname given to the fantastic defensive partnership between Hangeland and Hughes back in the day. It was absolutely incredible. And it appears to have returned. Anderson and Adebayo, since they've been playing, they've played 19 games together and only conceded 18. Absolutely remarkable stats. Jamie, give us your thoughts on our centre-backs.
I think they're absolutely superb. They really are. They're class personified. They're 2 young men, but they've settled in so well. I think that Joachim Andersen was destined to come to a club, to lead a club, and to move a club on to better times. And he's certainly done that with Fulham. To captain so young and so early in your career just shows what a great mindset he must have and how well respected he is by his peers. Austin, absolutely superb, isn't he? What a buy he's proved be a bargain buy of the century from Manchester City. They must be ruining the fact that they've let him go. I know they've got some talented defensive players, but that goes down as a masterstroke bringing him to the club. And I don't think we can forget the two other Rays, because they've been absolutely superb, haven't they? Ola Aina and, of course, our man, our custodian, who's with us today. What a goalkeeper he is. We've been blessed, haven't we, defensively, Ivan? And as Super Shawnee Davis quite rightly mentioned, it shows, doesn't it, in the goals against column?
It really does. It makes a big difference. It means that we are you've got a better goal difference than a number of teams around us, which is worth a point in itself. We know that. But you're right, Jamie. It is our entire defence. It's been incredible. Tete, Aina, Robinson, Brian as well when he plays. Alphonse, can you maybe give us a little bit of an insight into the defence as a team, and what's it like having them in front of you?
As Jamie said, we are young, but I think really calm, and we know what we have to do. We are young, but with kind of with a little experience of the high level of football, and we're just trying to help with our experiences to help the team to stay strong behind, and just give more opportunities to win the games.
And as a keeper, it must be reassuring to have two players in front of you like Tosin and Joachim.
Yeah, of course. I can talk about all the defenders that here in every day they're really giving their best, talking every day each other and trying to improve. That's the thing. And find what we have to change, or what we have to do for the games. So when we're in the good way, and this like this.
And what's training like with them?
Sorry?
What's training like with them? Is it quite intensive?
Yeah, every day, really. As I said, we're giving our best to try to show that we can stay, and we have to stay in this league. So then it's just calm, lots of calm, and I think with the quality we have, we can't go down.
And I want to ask, I know it's a really tricky time, what with COVID and restrictions and stuff, but is there bonding time with the defence off the pitch as well? Do you get to bond with, I suppose, all the players, but more specifically, it seems like such a tight defensive unit now. Do you get a chance to actually do some bonding away from football with them?
No, it's difficult with what we're passing through. But after the training in the locker room or the physio room, we can have some talks, and if we think about something, we are just to talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so our final big talking point in the last couple of weeks is our keeper, yourself, Areola. So you just get to sit here and listen to us praise you for a bit, Alphonse. You can enjoy yourself or find it really embarrassing, whichever one. But we'll start with Sean. So in the last few games, obviously it's been a massive turnaround in our fortune. Areola has made some genuine game-changing saves. How important, Sean, is a player like Alphonse for Fulham in this fight to stay in the Premier League?
Oh, massive. I think what he brings and how he spoke about the defence is in the calmness. As a player, if you've got someone behind you or in front of you that quite calm, they're not rash, and they make good decisions, they do the basics very well, it's very calming on the other players, and it's kind of a domino effect. So that goes throughout the defence and the midfield. So, yeah, it's been exceptional. Like you said, key moments in key games, if he can make a save at a vital point and then we can go up the other end and score, that kind of that drains everything from the opposition. And it gives us an opportunity to then go on and win the game. So it's been a fantastic signing from the club.
Really has been. Jamie, as a man whose job it is to pick apart and analyse our games and obviously watch them very, very closely indeed, how different do you think our fortunes would be without Alphonse between the sticks?
Well, no disrespect to any of the other goalkeepers on the books, because I think we're quite blessed in that department, but there's no way we would have as many points as we have. He's made some match-defining contributions, hasn't he, throughout the campaign? And for me, he's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't have to think about that. I strongly believe it. And I think you look at the saves made, it's backed up. He's absolutely world class. I think he's a wonderful addition. And you've only got to look at the goals against. We've touched on the whole defence because it very much is one and all. You know, it's not just Alphonse. I understand that. But Sean mentioned about it. Decision making is right 99 times out of 100. He's been a wonderful introduction to the club, and the positivity that he's been able to bring, and knowing that you've got somebody so classy behind you must really help the defence. Absolutely fantastic as a signing, and he strengthened us massively in that department.
Here,
Ivan, similar to when Edwin van der Sar came in. It was like Mike Taylor was a great goalkeeper, but there was a difference in levels of calmness or professionalism. And it's the same effect, I feel, since Alphonse has come in.
Alphonse, how do you feel hearing these compliments, especially from Jamie, the best keeper in the Premier League? What's your take on that?
I'm just happy and proud. Thank you very much for this. I'm just gonna say that I'm trying to give my best to help this team. I came here with a great challenge to keep to try to keep this club in Premier League. I feel the confidence of the gaffer, of my teammates. So yeah, I just want to give it back to them, to the team, and to the supporters as well, because they're not in the stadium, but we can feel that. They are here. They are trying to push us as well through the medias, through Instagram, or all the media. Sorry, and yeah, I just want to say thank you. I'm gonna try to stay at this level and try to help the team to win the league.
That's great to hear. As a Fulham fan, that is massive to hear. So is it fair to say that you are enjoying life at Fulham?
Yeah, of course, because when I decided to come here, I really wanted to play this season because I didn't play a lot last year. Of course, was a great experience. But, I wanted to play. And this opportunity. My family is here in so we're happy. My family is happy. It's the most important for me. And then it's just helping me to be better.
And was it quite easy for you to settle in when you moved over from France?
Yes. I didn't stop in France. I made Madrid to London because we bought a house last year here in London. So when we heard that a London club wanted us to come, we talked a lot with my wife and my friends and my manager, and I took this decision to come and to think about the football.
And I always like to ask this question because just out of curiosity as a fan. But when you got to Fulham, who were you sort of drawn to? Who did you make friends with first amongst the squad?
It was easy for me because I played with Mario Lemina. Yes. I played against Frank Anguissa. So it was easy to come in. I speak a little bit English. Yes, I can speak English, so it was easy to settle in, and yeah, was directly I felt the confidence of, and it helped me a lot.
Right, so let's move on to our next games. They are very, very important ones, obviously. Crystal Palace could be absolutely huge. Alphonse, you're saying that everyone currently in the training ground, all the players, they're feeling ready, they're feeling positive, they're feeling confident for the game on Sunday.
Yes. After these games, focus. It's not because we have 7 points, but we're going to stop. We have to keep going forward and keep trying to stay in the league.
Jamie, what can we expect from Crystal Palace this season?
Well, it's got to be said, I saw the game against Brighton and they didn't really offer too much, did they? But they scored goals at the crucial times. And I guess it's what we've seen from Roy Hodgson over the years. And as Fulham fans, we know all about the kind of football and the way that he manages to win games. I think he's got some very talented forwards there. We don't know if Wilfried Zaha is going to be involved. But if you look at the finish from Benteke to win the game, that was a classy strike, wasn't it? They've got some very, very talented players. They've got hard-working players throughout. They certainly defended well. They put their bodies on the line. It's two sides coming up against each other, and I think it's going to be a real sort of battle and a grind, a bit like the Sheffield United game. It might be one goal that settles it. We've got to make sure that we stay solid defensively, and hopefully when a chance presents itself, similar to what Sean said about that Sheffield United fixture, Ivan, it's about taking chances, isn't it, when you're in the ascendancy, and makes a massive, massive difference, as we've seen against Everton, as we've seen against Sheffield United, if you can turn those draws into wins. Yeah,
couldn't agree more. Do you think as well, Jamie, and this, I think this is true. I mean, I think we beat Palace, if we beat, but I don't want to jinx it. I'm quite superstitious about that sort of stuff. But if we do beat Palace on Sunday, are Palace now in the scrap as well?
I think they're looking over their shoulders. That's the thing that we've got to say. And there's a number of clubs. I suppose you could say Southampton, likewise, Brighton. There's other teams, Ivan, who will be thinking to themselves, there's always one club that falls out of a relegation scrap. You see a couple of other sides in and around it who pick up some points and then perhaps their form tails off. Maybe that's going to happen with Sheffield United. Maybe that's going to happen with West Brom. Sheffield United is a mountain which I don't think they can climb. West Brom, well, again, likewise, I just can't see them getting out of it. I think we've got every chance, and we've all sort of touched on it. The positivity is well back. I'm not sure it necessarily went away. We've heard the post-match interviews, the pre-match interviews with Scott. He's always been confident, and that resonates amongst the players. If you've got a man who strongly believes in you, knowing that he does think he can pull out of a relegation scrap, I think that runs strongly throughout the whole club. And certainly some of those clubs above will be thinking to themselves, do you know what? We've got work to do here.
Certainly. Now, we've got a tough run of games after Sunday in Spurs, Liverpool and Man City. Sean, I mean, every game in the Premier League is tough, but now's probably quite a good time to certainly be playing Spurs and Liverpool, wouldn't you say? I mean, Man City, they're sort of flying at the moment. I can foresee that being pretty tough. But, Spurs and Liverpool, I feel like they're almost games that we can really get something from.
I feel we'd be a horrible opposition for anyone to play because we're fighting for something. We're fighting to stay in the Premier League. It's easier to play at the top than it is the bottom. So I feel teams won't want to play us. I feel the players will probably be just solely concentrating on Sunday's game. So the Man City, Tottenham games won't even be in their heads. Obviously, for us, we're trying to look at it, but we could easily beat Tottenham. We could easily get something against Liverpool. This season is such a unpredictable season, and teams go on 3 or 4 winning streaks, and some teams go on 4 or 5 losing streaks. And at the moment, we're on our streak, and hopefully that can continue.
It's a daunting run of fixtures, though. Isn't that fair to say, Sean?
Yeah, it is. But every game is difficult in the Premier League. Every game is difficult. Whether you're playing, no disrespect, Sheffield United, or you're playing Spurs that are fighting for the Champions League. Each game brings up different scenarios. Obviously, at the moment, Scotty's got his tactics right. The team are buying into what he's doing. So every game is winnable. Ivan, am I saying we're going to win every game to the end of the season? No, but if we keep playing the way we are, if we keep defending the way we are, and we keep scoring at the right moments, at the right time in the game, we stand every chance of getting a certain amount of points to keep us in the league.
Like I said, it's quite a turnaround from our last episode of the Fulham Fix, where we were 10 points from safety, and looking up at the big gap that was forming. It's going to be a very, very exciting end to the season for sure. Alphonse, we have, if there's a bit of time, we've got a little bit of time left, a load of fan questions for you. Would you be all right to answer some?
Of course.
Right. So this is from at Tossin Time. What's your favourite thing about the cottage?
My favorite thing is that I always heard that about original stadium, and I can't say anything. It's a real original stadium, and I'm so glad to play here, to play in this league, play in this kind of stadium.
I mean, you played some of the biggest stadiums in the world. It must be quite a difference then to sort of almost step back in time when you sort of arrive at Craven Cottage.
Yeah, it's different, really different. But now we don't have the crowd, but I can feel the history. That's it's a stadium that I like. So really different of the others, but. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll get to play in it when it's full of fans as well. Fingers crossed. Luke Mogridge wants to know who you think is the worst dressed player amongst the squad.
Worst dressed player. It's a tough question. I didn't think about this. It's difficult to say because I'm not in the same locker room, per locker room, and I'm coming in really, so I can't see everyone. So I really don't know. Sorry.
Oh, you're just being too nice. You just don't want to upset anyone. That's fine.
Way too nice.
Early.
I mean, Sean has thrown many of his previous teammates very much under the bus with their dress sense.
Yes. Marek Rodak.
Rodak. Wow.
Coming in because we're in the same locker room, and it's coming in every day with trainer. I don't know how to say. And
Not looking slick enough for you. I get it. Marek Rodak, we'll take that. A couple of questions here that are basically the same question from Bart Copito, I hope I read that right, and Richard Bamber. Bart wants to know, which retired goalie do you admire the most? And Richard asks, growing up, which goalkeepers did you take inspirations from? So, yeah, what are your goalkeeper-wise? Who are your heroes?
I watched lots of keepers. Had the chance to train with Gianluigi Buffon, one of the greatest, and I don't know, lots of keepers, Iker Casillas, and I have one in my mind as well, Edwin Bondesa, but I didn't know. I didn't know before that I will come here. Edwin Bondesa. For his long passes, for his career, just admire him as well.
I'll take that's good. I like that. Edward van der Sar. At GC Whites, now I don't know if this is true, so I'm going to ask you anyway and see what it said. But he said, you had a dream to have a house in London. You bought the house before signing for a London club. You appear to know your own destiny. How many more years do you and your family plan to be in London, and do you think it will be with Fulham?
So with my wife, we had a dream to buy a house here. We came here. My first time was 10 years ago. So I visited this city, and she showed me all the good all the good places here. So I fell in love, and 10 years after that, we had this dream to buy this house. We bought it last year, 2 years now. I don't know how many times I will stay in London, but for sure, after my career, I'll come here with my wife, and we'll have a rest here with our kids, and I think we're going to be here in London.
And whereabouts in London are you? You don't have to give an exact address, but are you very central?
Northwest, 15 minutes from from central London.
Nice. Okay. At Ongienton, I think that's his Twitter handle, but he's got his name Jack next to it. Wants to know which is better, the Bernabeu or Craven Cottage?
Craven Cottage.
Is the right answer, sir. Is the right answer. Pete Holdaway wants to know, how come you speak English so well, having never played here before?
I learned at school. My wife speaks fluently English. She learned as well at school. She wanted to come here before me, and because my parents are Filipinos, so at home talking more Tagalog is the main language, but there is some Spanish words and English words.
Okay. At Sneaky Fulham Fan, wants to know, this is a great question, who's the most talented player you've ever played alongside? Is it Ronaldo, Neymar or Lookman?
I would say Lookman.
Yeah, it's the right answer once again. But you have played alongside, other than obviously Ademola Lookman, you have played alongside some real talent.
Yeah. Yes, but Lookman is in this kind of players I play. He's talented. He has the technique, the finishing. He has everything. He's young and has lots of moments to come for him, and I think he's a good player. After a West Ham game, I told him that he will be important for us.
Agreed. Let's see, we've got a few more that we can do. How are we doing for time? I think we're okay. So, do you feel, this is from at Fulham Japan, wants to know, do you feel as if the Premier League is more competitive than La Liga?
I played 2 years in Liga. It's really good league. But I think for me, for keepers, for the intensity that I was looking for, I think I'm in the right league. I love the intensity, the competitivity in this league, and I'm just enjoying every week. So I think for me it's the most competitive and intense.
I've got a couple more questions. At DavyBoy1007 says, you put in many man of the match performances this season, but which game has been your favourite to play in this season?
Which game? It's difficult to pick one. If I have to choose one, I think the game after Tottenham, the Tottenham game, sorry.
Okay.
Was after 10 days of lockdown for me, because I came in 2 days before the I think I enjoyed a lot this game because of this missing. Every day training was missing, and I just enjoyed to play this one, and I did some great saves, and I was really happy to be back in the team.
Good. Final question. We'll end on this one. There was probably about 10 questions exactly like this. So I've just randomly picked this one. At Denver 1879 wants to know, if we stay up, will you join us permanently?
I don't know. My main focus is really to have this team. After depends of lots of things. Depends of PSG, depends of the manager, depends on the so I think then we have to focus on one is to stay in the Premier League. And after we will have some talks with the one.
Alphonse, it's been a pleasure. An absolute pleasure chatting to you. Like I said, you are a big part of the reason this season has absolutely turned around. Do you think you'll come back possibly towards the end of the season and catch up with us again?
Of course, no problem for me. I really enjoyed this moment with you guys. Thank you for everything, and we are all the same boat, so I'm gonna try to stay in this league.
Fingers crossed. Very special thanks to Alphonse Areola. A big thank you as well to Sean Davis and Jamie Reid. And we will see you in a couple of weeks. Stay safe.